Hello dear students, welcome to Oxford PU Science College. Myself Bhiman Goda Biradar. Since from 5 years I am working as a physics lecturer in Oxford PU Science College. So hope you performed well in your SSLC examination, and presently you are having that millions of questions. So what we have to choose after SSLC, whether we have to go for science background or whether you may join for that commerce and arts. So many courses are there after that SSLC. Which course you need to choose after SSLC? So right now you are thinking about that only. So for my view, science is the best platform those who want for that good kind of knowledge and improve your career. So some of you people are thinking that science is too much difficult, you are unable to clear that examination and all such things. So don't believe in such words. So for my view, so in science course only you can score good compared to that all other courses. Why? Because if you are having regular touch with the study and if you are having that proper environment, science is the best course for your career beginning. So hope you are choosing that science course only. So Oxford is planning to run some bridge course classes. So bridge course means in high school science you learn some physics, chemistry as well as bio. So just will brush up the things. So those topics only will carry in your first PU, as well as those topics will carry for your second PU syllabus also. So no need to fear about that subjects. So whatever the things already you learnt in your high school subject, so somewhat extended syllabus will be present in your PU syllabus. So today's let me start about that physics here. So first of all, we know some basic aspect. So first question is, what do you mean by physics here? So that word physics, so that physics it means that which deals with the study of nature and natural phenomenon. So what do you mean by physics here? So that physics means it is the branch of science which deals with the study of nature and natural phenomenon. So let me start with the subject here. So what you understand from that physics here? So if I call that word physics, what's in your mind first? So physics, it's a branch of science which deals with the study of nature and natural phenomenon. Nature and natural phenomenon. So what is that nature and natural phenomenon? So surrounded by us. So in physics it deals with the non-living things. So nature and natural phenomenon means so which deals with only about that non-living things. So for example, surrounded by us, light is there. So what is that speed of the light? So what is that speed of the wind? In which direction that wind is blowing? So all such nature and natural phenomenon so we are going to study in physics here. So in physics we are having lot of branches here. So in physics we can call that a classical mechanics, classical mechanics, quantum mechanics, so thermodynamics. So these are all different branches. Thermodynamics, some may spell it as a thermodynamics. Modern physics, so nuclear physics, so lot of branches are there. So we can call that another one optics. So these are all branches of physics. So in high school physics all you are familiar about that classical mechanics. So let me restrict about a classical mechanics here. So in case of that classical mechanics, so first let me understand that what is mechanics here. So in case of that mechanics, okay, so we'll understand basic aspect related to classical mechanics here. So first let me understand what is that classical mechanics. So in case of classical mechanics, It is a branch of physics which deals with the study of macroscopic object. So what is that classical mechanics here? It is a branch of physics which deals with the study of macroscopic object. So the word macro means bigger object. In Kannada we can say that ದೊಡ್ಡ ಗಾತ್ರದ ವಸ್ತುಗಳು ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. So in case of classical mechanics, we are going to be study about a macroscopic object here. It is a branch of physics. It is a branch of physics which deals with the study of macroscopic object. Objects. So that we can call it as a classical mechanics. So in case of that classical mechanics, it's a branch of physics which deals with the study of motion of macroscopic body or about that macroscopic object. So in case of that classical mechanics, we are going to be study about the concept of motion. So what type of motions means? So the objects which are visualized to us. So ಅದರ ಅರ್ಥ ಯಾವ ವಸ್ತುಗಳು ನಮ್ಮ ಕಣ್ಣಿಗೆ ಕಾಣಿಸುತ್ತವೆ ಅಂತಹ ವಸ್ತುಗಳ ಚಲನೆಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಈ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಅಧ್ಯಯನ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಕಲ್ ಮೆಕ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ಸ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದಟ್ motion of a macroscopic body. So I use the term here motion. So what do you mean by that motion here? So in generally often time we are using this word. So motion. So what do you mean by that motion? In Kannada we can call it as a chalane anta karitivi idanna. So ಏನು motion andre? So the word motion, it refers if an object is changes its position with respect to time or surrounding. So that we can call it as a motion. So what is that motion then? If an object changes its position. So for example, this is one object. So this object is changing its position with respect to surrounding object. So look at here. This is one object. So this object is moving, we can say. So whether it is moving or not. Yes, of course it is moving. On what reference or on what basis I am saying that this object is moving? So this object is moving on the reference or on the basis. So I am comparing position of this object with reference to a stationary object. For example, compared to board, so this object is moving here. So it means that, so in order to specify the position of the object, we need time or we need a surrounding body. So that we can call it as a motion here. So what is that motion then? If an object changes its position with respect to time or so surrounding. So if an object changes its position with respect to time or surround, if the object is changes in its position with respect to surrounding, such body we can say that body is under the motion here. So which body I can say that body is at rest here? So what do you mean by rest here? So same thing, if an object does not change its position with respect to time or surrounding here. So for example, we can consider one example, board here. So all of you are observing this one. So whether this board is moving or whether the board is at rest position, of course that board is at rest position. On what base I am saying that this board is at rest position? I am comparing that position of the board with respect to wall here. Compared to wall, we can say that board is at rest position. So look at here, what do you mean by rest here? If an object does not change in its position, if an object does not change in its position with respect with respect to time or surrounding. So you are comparing the position of the object with respect to time, or you are comparing with respect to surrounding body. If that object does not change in its position with respect to time or with respect to surrounding, so that body is under at rest position. So here I use the term surrounding here. So what's the mean of that surrounding body? So look at here. So I am giving some generalized example for this one. So motion and rest. The concept of motion and rest is depends on that surrounding object you are going to consider. So for example, so imagine that if you are sitting in a bus, nearby you another person is also sitting. So that bus is moving. So for example, if you want to compare your position with respect to your neighboring person, so you can say that you are at rest position, right? So otherwise, so you can look at that surrounding object. So you are comparing your position with respect to surrounding object, then you can say that you are is under motion here. So look at here. So for example, if you are sitting in a moving bus, you are comparing your position with respect to your neighboring person, then you can say that I am at rest position. At the same time, you have to compare your position with respect to surrounding object. So surrounding object means outside the window. For example, you have to compare your position with respect to tree here. So if you compare your position with respect to tree, then you can say you are under motion here. So what it means here, the concept of rest and motion is purely depends on the frame of reference or that surrounding object you may consider here. So in order to say that one object is at rest position or one object is under the motion, so how to choose that surrounding object. So if you choose that surrounding object neighboring by your person, you can say that you are at rest position. Instead of taking that neighboring person, if you choose that tree here, compared to tree, you are moving here. So it means that the concept of rest and motion is depends upon that surrounding object. So that surrounding object in physics you can call it as a frame of reference here. So that surrounding object you can take it as a frame of reference. ಸೊ ಫ್ರೇಮ್ ಆಫ್ ರೆಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದನ್ನ ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ನಾವು? ಸೊ ಆಧಾರವನ್ನಾಗಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು. ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ವಸ್ತುವಿನ ಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಅಥವಾ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ನ ಹೇಳಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಇನ್ನೊಂದನ್ನ ಆಧಾರವಾಗಿ ಇಟ್ಟುಕೊಂಡು ಒಂದು ವಸ್ತುವಿನ ಸ್ಥಿತಿಯನ್ನ ಹೇಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಫ್ರೇಮ್ ಆಫ್ ರೆಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಆಧಾರ ಸ್ತಂಭ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದಟ್ ಫ್ರೇಮ್ ಆಫ್ ರೆಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಹಿಯರ್? So frame of reference means it is a set of coordinate axis which describes the position of the object. So look at here, what is frame of reference here? So frame of reference means it is a set of coordinate axis. Set of coordinate axis. So what is that frame of reference? Set of coordinate axis which is used to specify the position of the object. Set of coordinate axis which is used to specify the position of the object. So ಅದರ ಅರ್ಥ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ವಸ್ತುವಿನ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಹೇಳಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನನಗೆ ಕೋಆರ್ಡಿನೇಟ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಸ್ಗಳು ಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಸೊ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಸ್, ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಟೇಕ್ ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ ವೈ ಆಕ್ಸಿಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ ಝೆಡ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಸ್. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, so I want to say that this object is motion or this object is at rest position. For example, so this object is moving, so I'm comparing position of this object with respect to one standard reference here. So this standard reference I can call it as a frame of reference. So did you get my point? So what is that frame of reference here? A set of coordinate axis which is used to specify the position of the object here. So in case of that frame of reference, there are two types of frame of reference. ನಾವು ಯಾವ ವಸ್ತುಗಳನ್ನು ನಾನು ರೆಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿ ತಗೊಂತೀವಿ, ಯಾವ ವಸ್ತುಗಳನ್ನು ನಾನು ಆಧಾರವಾಗಿ ತಗೊಂತೀನಿ, ಅಂತಹ ವಸ್ತುಗಳನ್ನು ಎರಡು ವೇಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, that frame of reference I will categorize into a two aspect. One is inertial frame of reference, another one is non-inertial frame of reference. What are the types of frame of reference here? One is inertial frame of reference and another one is non-inertial frame of reference. What is that inertial frame of reference and non-inertial frame of reference? So inertial frame of reference means I can say that object is at rest. For example, in case of inertial frame of reference, non-inertial frame of reference. So inertial frame of reference means non-accelerating frame of reference. ಅದರ ಅರ್ಥ ನೀವು ಯಾವ ವಸ್ತುಗಳನ್ನು ರೆಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿ ತಗೊಂತೀರಿ ಆ ರೆಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿ ತಗೊಂಡಿರುವಂತಹ ವಸ್ತು ಏನಾಗಬಾರ್ದು, ಮೂವ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರಬಾರ್ದು. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಇನರ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಫ್ರೇಮ್ ಆಫ್ ರೆಫರೆನ್ಸ್, the frame of reference is at rest, you can say. So what is that inertial frame of reference? The frame of reference is at rest. So such kind of frame of reference I can call it as a inertial frame of reference. So I said that, so set of coordinate axis which is used to describe the position of the body. So this set of coordinate axis I will take it as a frame of reference. Now I will consider whether this frame of reference is inertial frame of reference or non-inertial frame of reference. For example, this is one frame of reference. So this is the object. So object is moving in this direction. I am comparing position of this object with respect to this frame of reference. So this frame of reference is not moving here. So this frame of reference is fixed here, or this frame of reference is at rest. So if the frame of reference is rest means, so this frame I can call it as a inertial frame of reference. So did you get my point? So look at here. So I am comparing position of this object with respect to constant surrounding body or constant frame of reference. So this frame of reference I can call it as a inertial frame of reference. Now look at here. So object is moving here. So this frame of reference is also moving here. So look at here. ಇದರ ಅರ್ಥ ನೀವು ಒಂದು ವಸ್ತುವಿನ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ನ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು. ಈ ವಸ್ತು ಏನಾಗ್ತಿದೆ, ಇವಾಗ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ, ಈ ವಸ್ತು ಮೂವ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ, ಇದನ್ನ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ನ ಹೇಳಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೊಂದು ಸರೌಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಬೇಕು. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಯು ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫೈ ದ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್, you need one surrounding body. So this surrounding body is also moving. So if that surrounding body is also moving means you are comparing the position of this object by that surrounding body. So that surrounding body is also moving. So if that surrounding body or reference body is moving, or if the reference body is accelerating means that reference body I can call it as a non-inertial frame of reference. So look at here. What is that non-inertial frame of reference? If the frame of reference is accelerating, so such kind of frame of reference we can call it as a accelerating frame of reference. So look at here. So we can consider that non-inertial frame of reference. I will give you an example here. What is non-inertial frame of reference? Accelerating frame of reference. Accelerating frame of reference we can call it as a non-inertial frame of reference here. So now I will give an example. For example, if you are sitting in a bus, you are comparing your position with respect to surrounding bus. That surrounding bus is at rest position. So your bus is moving here. So your bus is moving means you are comparing your bus position with respect to surrounding stationary bus. Then you can say that your bus is moving. So that is surrounding bus is act as a inertial frame of reference. Why? Because surrounding bus is at rest position only. If that reference is at rest means, so that reference you can call it as a inertial frame of reference. So hope you are understanding here. Next I will go for that non-inertial frame of reference. So for example, in this bus you are sitting. So this is neighboring bus. Neighboring bus is also moving. So imagine that you are comparing your position with respect to neighboring bus. That neighboring bus is also moving. So neighboring bus is act as a surrounding body. So the surrounding body is also moving here. So if the surrounding body is also moving, means now look at here, this bus is moving with the speed of 40 km per hour. Surrounding body is also moving at a speed of 40 km per hour. For example, if you compare your position with respect to this bus, means what's your position? So it may seems that you are at rest position. So why? Because you are comparing your position with respect to neighboring bus. Neighboring bus is also moving, so it means that it seems like a stationary. So you may think that your bus is at stationary when you compare your bus position with respect to neighboring bus, if that neighboring bus is also moving. Instead of comparing with the neighboring bus, you may compare with surrounding tree here. So if you compare your position with respect to surrounding tree, means then you can say that your bus is under the motion here. So look at here, that frame of reference. So what is that frame of reference here? It is a set of coordinate axis which is used to describe the position of the body. In order to describe the position of the body, what kind of surrounding body you can consider here? If the surrounding body is at rest position, means that is inertial frame of reference. ಕನ್ನಡದೊಳಗೆ inertia ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಜಡತ್ವ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀರಿ ನೀವು. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದಟ್ ನಾನ್ ಇನರ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಫ್ರೇಮ್ ಆಫ್ ರೆಫರೆನ್ಸ್? ಅದರ ಅರ್ಥ ನೀವು ಯಾವ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿನ ಸರೌಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಆಗಿ ತಗೊಂತೀರಿ, ಆ ಸರೌಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಬಾಡಿನ ಏನಾಗ್ತಿದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮೋಷನ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಅಂತಹ ಬಾಡಿಗಳನ್ನ ಏನಂತ ತಗೋಬೇಕು? ನಾನ್ ಇನರ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಫ್ರೇಮ್ ಆಫ್ ರೆಫರೆನ್ಸ್. ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಗಿವ್ ಅನದರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಸೊ ವಿ ನೋ ದಟ್ basic thing. So sun is at the center, all the planets are revolving around the sun here. So earth is revolving around the sun, as well as earth is rotating about its own axis. So is it right? So why we are unable to sense such kind of motion here? So why you are not feeling that earth is moving here? So did you get my point? So earth is revolving around the sun, as well as earth is rotating about its own axis. But such kind of motion we are not supposed to feel here. Why we are unable to feel that rotation of the earth here? So can you guess what is the reason for that one? So the simpler reason. So if you want to compare that, or if you want to understand whether the object is at rest or whether the object is under the motion, I need one reference body or I need one surrounding body. For example, whether earth is moving or not, I want to make cross check here. So in order to cross check, I am comparing that earth motion with respect to one board here. So if I want to compare that earth motion with respect to board, means earth is moving, means board is also moving. If board is moving, means I am also moving with respect to earth speed only. So on the earth surface, entire body is moving. So there is no constant body on the surface of the earth. For example, if you are comparing your position with respect to any body on the earth surface, all the bodies are moving with the same speed. Is it right? If all the bodies on the earth surface are moving with the same speed, means you cannot say that object is moving. So why? Because all the bodies are moving with the same speed. So it seems like that all the bodies are at rest position. So for example, this is earth here. So this is one part.